Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video on the Gooners and Gloves Podcast channel. In today's video, it's going to be the 85th Gooners and Gloves Podcast, and I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and reactions to Myles Lewis Skelly extending his Arsenal contract. It just got announced today. He has extended for 5 years. He has committed his future to Arsenal until 2030. Obviously, incredibly exciting. As we know, it's been going on for a few weeks now, and obviously there was speculation of Real Madrid trying to get him and all of this stuff, but there was never any doubt he only wanted Arsenal, and he has made that clear by committing the next 5 years of his career until 2030 to Arsenal. So super exciting. It's been a crazy couple of days for Arsenal. It's been an absolutely crazy couple of days. Multiple deals have got here we goes. Kepa Arrizabalaga, Christian Norgard both got here we goes. Obviously the Martin Zubimendi deal was wrapped up. Currently, as of today, we're speaking to Christian Mosquera from Valencia. Currently negotiations are progressing at quite a rapid rate on that deal, so it's fully possible that we may get a here we go for that in the coming days as well. However, those are things that ultimately Arsenal haven't yet announced, so I will be making videos on them, like I will make videos on, Norgard, Kepa, etc. But I just want to wait till Arsenal announces it themselves, as right now it's only gotten here we goes. However, this right here, as you can see, is something that Arsenal themselves announced. This is directly from Arsenal's website, so there's no ifs, buts, or maybes about it. Myles Lewis Skelly has extended his Arsenal contract. Of course, it's the second major contract extension of the window, as remember a few weeks ago, Gabriel extended his contract, so really exciting stuff. Obviously, two very crucial defenders from last season. Myles Lewis Skelly was absolutely phenomenal at left back. Not always been his position, he's very much a midfielder by trade. However, he's turned that left back into his own. He's been so good there. Obviously, Calafiori, was definitely quality for us whenever he did play, but as we know, he had a quite injury-heavy campaign. But that being said, Myles Lewis Skelly slotted in so perfectly. I mean, we remember his performance against Man City, which is legendary, and I'm pretty sure even been voted for one of the best performances, like individual performances in the Premier League, so that's really cool. Obviously, his two performances against Real Madrid were legendary, and just generally his performances in, the Carabao Cup and all this stuff, so good. So yeah, I'm obviously absolutely over the moon. I'm so happy. Obviously, everyone at Arsenal loves Myles Lewis Skelly. He's an incredible player. He's only 18 as well, so he's so young and could genuinely command an insane feat in the future. I mean, he's so talented, so good. Obviously, we want to see him at Arsenal as long as possible. I certainly do, no doubt. But of course, it's just really exciting to have an 18-year-old that's this good, this talented, because the fact is, he's only going to get better. He's so young. He's, as much as he's absolutely fantastic, he's still got loads to learn. He's got, loads of experience to get. And I'm just really hoping this is going to be an exciting 5 years for Myles Lewis Skelly at Arsenal, taking him all the way to the 30th of June. 2030. I don't know why I said that. 2030. So super exciting. June 2030. So absolutely brilliant. As mentioned before, Gabriel also extended his contract, so hopefully this will all be enough to convince William Saliba to extend his contract. Obviously, there's been loads of Real Madrid links there as well, but with Myles Lewis Skelly, it was only ever going to be Arsenal. So yeah, obviously, let's talk a bit about how what we can expect from him next season. So obviously, he's currently, I would say, first choice left back. Even with Calafiori coming back, I would still guess that Arteta will probably just keep Myles Lewis Skelly as first choice left back. There have been a lot of talks of Arsenal potentially converting Myles Lewis Skelly into a midfielder. Obviously, as mentioned before, that is where he played in the academy and at Hale End, etc., before of course being put into left back. However, that being said, as mentioned before, Martin Zubimendi and Christian Norgard are both over the line. So if it was to be midfield, clearly it wouldn't be the CDM. Obviously, CDM for us is completely covered now. Martin Zubimendi and Christian Norgard completely over the line. So that's a CDM and a backup CDM completely sorted. So clearly it wouldn't be CDM. But is there a possibility for Myles Lewis Skelly to play as an attacking 8? I think absolutely, definitely. He could definitely play there. First of all, his ball carrying is phenomenal. I mean, so many times last season, his ball carrying is just absolutely incredible. Like, he's got such good feet and such a good ability to just power his way through defenders. Not only that, but his strength is actually really impressive. The thing is, he's only 18 years old, so obviously his fast twitch muscle fibers haven't fully developed, and he's not fully developed his muscle as in the same way that, say, a 25-year-old would have developed them. He's of course still got a lot of growing to do, but despite that, he's so physically strong. He's so good at winning battles, winning duels, and we saw multiple times him even bullying grown men off the ball last season. So I think that's another thing that would make him a really good attacking 8. Obviously, he can, power his way through defenders. He can really make things happen. His creativity is absolutely phenomenal. So many great passes last season, and honestly, he should have had more assists than he did, but ultimately it came down to poor finishing from other players. But his creativity is absolutely incredible. I mean, I remember back in the first leg against PSG, he threaded through an absolutely incredible pass, which unfortunately was missed, but the pass was incredible. I think it was to Gabriel Martinelli, so that was really cool. So that's one option. Arsenal can try and convert him into an attacking 8. However, that being said, I think more likely he'll probably remain as a left back next season. Obviously, we've got plenty of years of him being here, so we don't need to rush him into any sort of position. For now, he's clearly very comfortable at left back. He's clearly, had no problem playing there, despite not being not being his initial position. Clearly, he had no problem playing there, and clearly he even seemed to enjoy himself. So I think for now, I fully expect him to stay at left back and continue to get a lot of minutes over there. And honestly, why not? He's such a good left back, defends incredibly well, has fantastic passing, really, really good runs, great power, a real powerhouse with the ball, and ultimately it just has really, really good feet. So no reason why he shouldn't just stay at left back. So of course that'd be great as well. I'm just offering suggestions for the future, what Arsenal may be looking to do in the future, because to be fair, I do think that Myles Lewis Skelly would be an incredible attacking eight. Absolutely. He's got the creativity, he's got the ball carrying, he's got the vision, the passing, the IQ. But that being said, I've got no issue with him if staying at left back either. End of the day, he's a fantastic left back. He's really good defensively, and I've got no issue with him just continuing to rotate in and out with Ricardo Calafiori. Alexander Zinchenko is looking like he'll probably leave, so there is that. Of course, there is the João Hato links. We all know that João Hato is somebody who seems quite high up on Arsenal's radar, and as mentioned before, there is also Christian Mosquera. So our defense is looking really, really exciting, and I think that Myles Lewis Skelly is definitely going to be at the front and center of that. He gets on really well with the squad. Clearly, the squad absolutely love him, and it's just so good to have him there. So young and so just completely raw and ready to go. And I'm just of course, I'm a huge fan of him. He's an incredible player. We all love him at Arsenal, and very, very happy to see him staying on. Obviously, by the end of the contract, he'll only be 23, so he's got so much ahead of him. I mean, by the end of this 5-year contract in 2030, he'll only be 23. I mean, let that sink in. The fact that in 2030 he'll only be 23 years old, that really just blows my mind, and it just shows how talented he is to be able to perform at this level at this age. Obviously, Ethan Nwaneri's been absolutely incredible as well. We know how good Ethan Nwaneri is as well, and obviously those two are inseparable. I mean, they're absolutely best friends. They grew up in Hale End together, and they're absolutely best friends. So yeah, obviously I don't want to ramble on too much in this video. End of the day, it's more of just my initial thoughts. It's not really going to be able, I'm not going to really be able to give too much, but the fact is, we know he'll either play at left back, or maybe Arteta might go with the experiment of having him in midfield. We'll have to see, but I think most likely he'll stay at left back. End of the day, no reason not to, no reason to reinvent the wheel. He's completely made the left back his own. He's been so good, and he's absolutely fantastic. So that's kind of my overall thoughts. All in all, of course, as you'd imagine, I'm absolutely over the moon, as is basically every Arsenal fan, because end of the day, Myles Lewis Skelly is a talent, and there were so many talks of like Real Madrid trying to hijack it and all this stuff, and many people saying, we're going to lose him, and he's going to go, and he's going to leave, and all of that. So it just feels really good to, put all of that to bed. Myles Lewis Skelly himself, to put all that to bed. You can literally see him signing the contract on the screen right there. It's about as clear as it gets. He is staying at Arsenal, and we're really, really happy and really, really excited to have him here. So super exciting news. The second major extension of the summer, after of course Gabriel was extended a couple of weeks ago by also 5 years. So now that's both Gabriel and Myles Lewis Skelly 5-year contracts. I mean, it's just incredible, and hopefully soon enough it will be William Saliba putting pen to paper and also extending at Arsenal as well. Obviously though, that being said, it would be nice for us to win a trophy next season to completely convince him, because it does sound like he's definitely happy to stay and that he wants to stay. However, he does also want to see us winning a trophy, which is fair enough. So hopefully we can deliver that for him next season and put to bed any ideas of him leaving Arsenal. So yeah, but anyway, that's gonna go on and do it for this video. I didn't want to make this too long. As mentioned before, I will be making videos on all of the other stuff that's been going on. It's been an absolutely insane couple of days for Arsenal in the transfer window. Really, really busy. Kepa Arrizabalaga over the line, Christian Norgard over the line, and the speed of the Christian Norgard deal still absolutely blows my mind. We put in an offer yesterday morning, and by yesterday evening it was a here we go. He's doing his medical today and will probably be announced this weekend or early next week. It's just incredible, the speed of it. And as I said before, the Christian Mosquera deal is moving really fast as well. So it's just really good to finally see progress in the transfer window. Obviously, the Myles Lewis Skelly thing is a fantastic piece of news that we're really happy about. So I'm just really, really happy to see Arsenal actually moving in the transfer market. I'm happy to see speed, because the first month, the first sort of 3 weeks of it was really slow, but it's really picked up speed now. And of course, hopefully eventually we do get Benjamin Šeško or Victor Gyökeres. We get the striker over the line, hopefully. But anyway, that's going to go on and do it. Thank you guys so much for listening. All in all, absolutely ecstatic to see Myles Lewis Skelly extending his stay at Arsenal. We're really, really excited, really happy to have him. He's a fantastic player, and I'm just really, really excited to see him continue to develop into one of the best defenders in the league. For me, he was absolutely incredible, one of our best players, and probably like the breakout player of the year, you know what I mean? Like, definitely up there anyway. Definitely one of the breakout players of the year. As I forgot to mention before, he also has been nominated for Young Player of the Year as well, which is really exciting. So obviously it's awesome to see that. And as I said before, his performance against Manchester Manchester City, the one where we beat them 5-1, has been nominated for the best individual performance by a player in the Premier League season. So we all know how good of a quality, how good quality he is, what an absolute talent he is. And as I said before, whether he plays as a left back or maybe goes into midfield, plays as an attacking 8, wherever Arteta chooses to deploy him, I have no doubt that he'll continue to thrive and continue to do Arsenal proud. And of course, I'm really, really excited to follow his journey and to see him continue, to develop and grow over the next 5 years. We know that he's also managed to break into the England squad. That's something else I forgot to mention. Obviously, he got his first England start a few months ago, and ever since then has been able to break into the England squad, and hopefully we'll continue to do that. And of course, hopefully we can see him at the World Cup next year. Obviously, next season is going to be pivotal for him, because if he continues to get the starts under Arteta, which I expect him to, then we could very well see him at his first World Cup, which would just be absolutely amazing. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great day. Please let me know down below what you think of Myles Lewis Skelly's contract extension. Are you excited? Are you happy? And ultimately, what are your thoughts? So thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great day, and I'll catch you guys on another podcast soon. Bye bye.